Hello, everybody, and welcome to this special edition of the SmackATTAck. It is the Royal Rumble edition of the SmackATTAck, that is. I am your host, Jimmy T, and my co-host, well, what an all-star cast we got here tonight, boys. First of all, it's the magnanimous, the glorious, the Professor Chabelo Vera Cruz. Welcome to the show, and what's cracking, man?
Oh, you're muted, Prof.
Oh, you're muted, Prof. You're muted, man.
Am I muted? Oh my goodness! You know what it is? I am so excited. What is up to the Haminites out there? And you said it, star power, Jimmy T star power, Matt Shaffer star power, the Haminites star power, the Royal Rumble was star power, women's star power, men's star power. I can't fathom all the star power we got here right now. I mean, this Royal Rumble was stacked with star power. And I just want to say one thing to you guys right now. And I want to say one thing to the Haminites out there. You know, social media is a pariah. And especially with the IWC, y'all never happy. I'm not talking about anybody in the Hamin chat. I'm just saying y'all never happy. People were disgustipated years ago of how predictable things were. Well, half of it was predictable here with the women's Royal Rumble. But the men's Royal Rumble, we got opportunity. We got Triple H saying, you know what? Let's not go with predictability. Let's go with opportunity. And that's what we got. We got Yeet Mania going wild right now. Is it the right choice? I don't know. But I think it's a good choice to start something new, to have something fresh. But again, it's the IWC. Y'all never happy. Y'all just like Brian Danielson said, y'all some fickle motherfuckers out there. I just want to remind y'all. And by the way, to the narcissistic, sociopathic dirt sheet riders who think they know everything, y'all didn't know shit. They set you up, they reeled you in, and you know what? Alexa Bliss showed her ass out. I just wanted to say that. I'm just elaborating for all those dirt sheet riders who knew everything. I got no problem with dirt sheet riders. I got no problem with insiders. But you know what? If you're narcissistic, if you're a prick and you're a dick and you're wrong, I'm going to call y'all out. That's all I got to say right now, Jimmy. I don't want to take too much time. Matt Shaffer needs to say something. You need to say something. How many nights in the chat need to say something?
Well, you said it. And speaking of MSG, Matthew Shaffer Gage, welcome back to the show because you've been on multiple times in the past. MSG, what the fuck's going on, man? The prof, introduced you. You're here. Tell us what's going on and tell me you saw the Yeet Man actually winning the Rumble because I didn't.
All right, well, first off, I'm sorry you're not going to like that I start off this way. Can you just push your mic up just a little bit more, just so you're not popping? But your volume is
damn
good.
It, see, I am popping now.
I know, but or just don't speak directly into it. But like your volume is good. I just don't want you to pop.
Well, I popped for Jay, that's for sure.
There you go. See, that's actually really good. Your cardioid pattern is allowing them. Like, anyway, what's going on, guys? We're back. I've been live on YouTube for 4 hours with Brandon. And then yes. WWE didn't like that I had it up in the background, even though it wasn't like full screen. You could see everything. They didn't like that, so the video got removed, but that's okay because, they didn't like it. They didn't like it. Even though we didn't stream it, dude. We were doing a watch along, and, they just didn't like that I had it up in the background, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
No
so
shit.
They claimed it, and that's fine. So we had to take it down, but that's okay. I've been, thanks for joining us live on YouTube. Every view counts, every subscription counts, so we appreciate you. And yeah, Royal Rumble, interesting show. 4 matches, very short in that regard, but they were long matches itself. Royal Rumble for the women's was okay. The DIY match was decent. There was some interesting storylines, some potential turns coming out of that Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes match. And yeah, the Prof hit the nail, on the head there. Like, I did not see Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble. I figured at that point when it got down to Jey and Cena, they were like, oh, okay, well, I guess we're going to move forward with John Cena trying to win the 17th World Championship. But no, Jey Uso, one of the biggest merch sellers for the company, he gets the ball. So let's see if he can take a shot and, put it to the net. Go ahead, though, Jimmy.
And don't you worry, Matt, because the thing is, initially I said once Cena came back from the get-go, I said, "Oh no, that Cena's going to win the Rumble and get his 17th championship, right?" And then I saw the Elimination Chamber commercials airing, and I'm like, "Oh no, they're already telling us he's going to win the Chamber and he's going to go to WrestleMania through there." I guarantee it. That's what's going to happen. You heard it here first, folks. But instead, we go with Jey Uso. I mean, I'm not mad at it. I'm cool with it. But is he the right guy? And I'll take it to you, Prof. Is he the right guy, though, to be the man right now, especially considering, in my opinion, he's done one great promo, and that was a couple of weeks ago when he spoke about being a clown and all that, when he was talking to Gunther. But everything before and even after that point, he just doesn't really have it. You know what I mean? But the fans love him, and he's got the yeet. But is that it? Or has he got more to offer?
Do you want me to calm you down, Jimmy? You want me to calm you down? Do you want me to answer this question? Because I think a lot of people do not understand this. Maybe you forgot, you smoke a little bit of that Australian Kush. Your microphone is right in front of your face, is melting your brain. But remember one thing for everybody here in the chat: WrestleMania is 2 nights, so Jey Uso can main event one of the 2 nights, which will probably be day 1, which will probably be against Gunther, because that story has already been told. So he came up short of Saturday night's main event. He hasn't beaten Gunther yet, so why not him finish the story at WrestleMania? But there's nothing wrong with Jey Uso main eventing one of the nights of WrestleMania. People might say, well, that's not the true main event because day 2 is the ultimate main event. No. That's bullshit. You main event a WrestleMania, just like he main evented night 1, the tag team title match a year or so ago, when it was the Usos against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. That was a main event, and they will stick with that legacy of having a main event. So let's not say that Jey Uso is he getting a legitimate main event. Yes, he is. How many nights he's getting a main event? Day 1 against, well, I'm saying Gunther. I can't see Cody Rhodes, so that's just me.
It's Gunther, 100%.
But it's going to be day 1 main event, and that's still a main event. It's okay, Jimmy.
Yeah,
I'm not hating on it, just quietly. I'm just saying, but sorry.
I would agree with that. Yeah, the only other way I could see it going the opposite way is if Cody is turning heel and they decide to do Jey versus Cody. But like, I don't foresee them turning Cody to full heel, as he's too much of their guy, their Superman, if you will. So like,
no, Matt, wait. I mean, we're gonna go match by match, but
we did see a little bit of it.
We saw Homelander. We did not see Superman. We saw Homelander.
We did see Homelander.
We saw a little bit of turning of the Homelander. So we got to say that, just like Matt said earlier, Jimmy, there is some twists and turns. There's some story percolation going on. Men's Royal Rumble had some story percolation going on. The women's Royal Rumble had some story percolation. Of course, Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes, a lot of story percolation. That's what's great. I'm going to reiterate this. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but years ago, people hated predictability going into WrestleMania. Now you got intrigue. You have sort of like, we see where certain things can go. Like I said, Jey against Gunther, we see that. But again, with the other side of things, we don't know where Seth Rollins is going right now. We don't know where CM Punk is going. We got an idea. We don't know where Roman Reigns is going. And that's the good thing. Sometimes you don't need to have the direct path. We might have a direct path to Elimination Chamber. We just don't have a direct path to Mania right now, guys.
I agree. Boys, before we go on, there's sort of late breaking news. And now, I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but apparently, according to the PW Insider, Drew McIntyre stormed out of Royal Rumble after elimination apparently gone wrong. And this is what they have to say.
Oh my gosh! What are the markies? Insider. What are the dirt sheet writers?
Well, you know what?
He was supposed to be eliminated, so he left early because he was
I will say this about PW Insider, like, lately they've probably been the best dirt sheet in terms of shit.
I was on the treadmill when I got this information. I was eating a piece of chicken, and let me go ahead and tweet this out.
Well, I'm just going to report it because it seems, if true, it's kind of important. But anyway, PW Insider claims that McIntyre was furious over how he was eliminated as he allegedly went backstage and did some screaming and cussing about how someone had to get their moves in, even at the expense of planned stories in the match. Then, per same report, claimed he stormed out of the building before the match or event was even over. I mean, that is a bit of a reoccurring theme with McIntyre, because I've heard that even from people that were at Indies in the back in Australia that he was part of, when when he feels his match is not up to par, he literally does crack the shit in the back. I've heard that firsthand. So this doesn't really surprise me, but I didn't see what went wrong. Apparently, people got their shit in when they weren't supposed to. Prof, what do you think of that? Is it true? Is it a work? Is it a shoot? Who the fuck knows these days? Is Triple H really trying to bring in that reality era, brother?
I said this a couple of minutes ago about dirt sheets. Didn't Drew McIntyre storm out of the building at WrestleMania last year when he lost the title? Didn't Drew McIntyre storm out the building when he lost for the last, everything? This is a gimmick. This is a work. Who the hell cares? He already resigned a 5-year deal. Don't fall for the trap. Don't fall for the okie doke. Matt Shaffer and I are like laughing at this because we're saying the dirt sheet writers are narcissistic. Y'all want to pay $5 for that kind of information? Go ahead. God bless y'all. I ain't giving my $5. Give your $5 to reputable places like Hameen Media Group. Don't give
Channel
it
to Attitude.com, as a matter of fact.
Channel Attitude. I'm sorry, I misquoted, but I'm saying give your $5 to reputable ones, not PW Insider, not Fightful. Give it to here.
Definitely not Fightful, bro.
But what was the question, Jimmy? I'm sorry. Is it?
Do you think it's a reality that Drew McIntyre really stormed out? Is it real?
Is it a work or is it a shoot? Basically, that's what I said.
Wait a minute. He got eliminated by Damian Priest. Yeah. So what was the moveset that he's mad at?
I have no idea. This is what PW.
No. I'm not saying I'm not. It's more rhetorical and it's more my kind of sense of humor, Jimmy. I'm just saying what moveset? What moveset is Damian Priest going to do to eliminate Drew McIntyre? It don't make sense. If we're talking about movesets, let's look at the people that were in the ring at that time with Drew. CM Punk's old. Logan Paul, I don't think was in there just yet. AJ is coming off an injury. Roman Reigns, there ain't no movesets with Roman Reigns. It's a spear and a clothesline out. I'm just giving you the hyperboles here of who. So what moveset are we talking about here? Only moveset would be Jey Uso. That's it.
Or Finn Balor, was he still in there?
I think Finn might have been still in there. With Shinsuke, is there a moveset right there? Let's people in the chat. Who would be the moveset guy to make Drew pissed? There's no movesets. All the moveset guys were already eliminated by Jacob Fatu and Braun Strowman earlier. If it was Penta, if it was Rey Mysterio, I would get why Drew would be a little bit pissed. But they weren't in there. They were not in there. It was the big boys.
The big boys, definitely. MSG, anything to say about this, or is it just all malarkey, basically? Like, is it all just bullshit?
It's all malarkey. This is not even a story. Move on. What's next, Jimmy? Are we going to talk about the Royal Rumble pay-per-view?
We are going to talk about this Rumble, and let's start with the Women's Royal Rumble, as a matter of fact, boys. And MSG, I'll go to you first. Now, I enjoyed this Women's Royal Rumble personally, and personally, I thought it was one of the better ones, over the last couple of years at least. But in saying that, I think we all would have predicted this happening. I know I did, that Charlotte was going to come back and definitely win the Rumble when she did come back. So, Matt, was this probably the most predictable yet kind of entertaining Women's Royal Rumble match? Or you just didn't like it?
I forgot that Charlotte was in the Rumble. When she came out, I was like, oh, Charlotte's in the Rumble. And then I saw what she was wearing, and both me and Colin were like, oh, yeah, she borrowed clothes from Seth. And then Seth, of course, later on came out in a red jacket. But anyway, they must have had the same fashion designer for their clothes. But, maybe they cut a deal. You do one for me, one for you kind of thing.
I'll scratch your back.
No, I was not. I didn't. Exactly. So as soon as she came out, I was like, oh, so she's probably going to win the Royal Rumble. And then she did. So I'm sure this will probably set up either if they want to go the route of Charlotte versus Tiffy to give the fans something new, or if they want to rekindle a rivalry between Rhea and Charlotte. So
I think they'll go for the latter, Matt, actually. It screams WrestleMania, and they've got history. But in saying that, Prof, do you think it was extremely predictable? I just want to point out one thing. Did anyone notice what Charlotte was wearing too, by the way? She was wearing a shit catcher, dudes. If you know what I mean. Her,
She was?
you know, she was wearing kind of a G-string type of deal, like, but not a complete G-string.
I thought those were just like for her thighs or something. Is that what you're saying?
Well, that thing was sagging, boys. I don't know if you noticed that shit.
I wasn't paying attention.
It was
to that,
annoying,
no.
dude. It was annoying me, man. It looked foul, like straight up, man. It was noticeable for me, bad.
I mean, look, I said when she came out, I was like, oh wow, she's really trim. Like, looks like she's probably been like maybe doing a lot of cardio and swimming, but it's because she's kind of like got like a swimmer's body right now. But like, she doesn't look like she's jacked up on anything or something like that. She just looked like a fit woman.
She's just jacked up on fucking plastic surgery at the moment, looking like shit.
I mean,
in my opinion, but you know.
She doesn't look like her. She doesn't look like her dad anymore, so I'm not complaining.
Oh, definitely not. Prof, did you catch the shit catcher?
Well, what I caught was the wardrobe malfunction by Lyra Valkyria. What I caught was, all the, was it Trish Stratus being in there, Jordan Grace, the worst kept secret being there, and I popped for Nikki Bella being there, and of course, Sean Ross Sapp and Dave Meltzer got it wrong about the contract situation with Alexa Bliss. She got one of the loudest pops in there. So,
wow.
When we saw the Women's Royal Rumble, there's a couple of little botches here and there. So I have no problem with that. Again, the girls are trying to do a little bit more athletic stuff. They could have kept it basic, kept it simple. It was, the word of the day for the Women's Royal Rumble was kip-ups. I don't know how many women did kip-ups, but I counted like, if there was 30 women there, I think about 20 women did kip-ups. So, you knew they were getting into their movesets. But again, that's neither here nor there. That's me nitpicking, but it's okay. But again, like I said, there's a lot of star power. I think for me, I say the right woman did win. You don't want the fans going home pissed off with Nikki Bella winning and she was drawing 30. No. Charlotte Flair was the safe bet. Charlotte Flair against Tiffany Stratton for Mania makes all the sense in the world. And of course, when you got Elimination Chamber, who's going to go against Rhea Ripley? I'm going to say this, guys, and this is going to be a wild card here. Look out for maybe Jordan Grace versus Rhea Ripley. I don't know if people want to see that. Maybe it's too soon. Matt, what do you think? Is it too soon? But I think it's just something that could be a little bit interesting, a little bit out of left field. Who else do you got? Who else do you got really for Rhea Ripley right now, guys?
That's true, but it's too soon only because you don't want Jordan Grace losing right off the bat.
I do want actually.
Or does she
I
lose?
I want Jordan Grace to lose off the bat. That's just me personally, but
wow.
No, I'm not a big.
I like that. I like that cynical face that Matt just said. You see it. The smile is cynical right there.
I don't really like her. Yeah.
What makes you say that though, Matt? Why do you feel that way?
What do I feel? What that I don't like her?
Yeah, like for her to get to lose right off the bat against Rhea Ripley.
Who says she has to lose? I mean, they could also
no
have her
right.
win.
That's true, but say she did lose.
But who's Ray else gonna fight right now? Who else is the big name for her to challenge? I mean, Jade Cargill's out. Can't really put her in. Are you gonna whip around and move Bianca over to Raw to have her fight Rhea? There's not many options right now. Nia is probably not going to continue this feud with Rhea, so she's going to move on. Either she'll be fighting Tiffy or somebody else. So you got to give Rhea something. I would imagine Grace probably does sound like the best option. I don't necessarily agree with some of her life choices, but the blonde hair looked really good tonight. I thought that she looked well there. So there you go. Hopefully she does well.
Actually, you're right, Prof. She's looking more. Neither was I for years, just quietly.
Well,
but I will say this:
TNA,
she has
I've
improved.
Never been a fan.
I could imagine.
It flipped.
But
it went from me being a fan to her not being a fan. Okay, I liked Big
really?
Mama Pump. I liked Big Mama Pump. I'm just saying.
No shit. That's interesting.
She took too much Ozempic. That's what it is. What Matt Shaffer's liking.
Lizzo.
Well, that should make her lose weight. Well, she was chunky actually back in the day. Now, but
she was curvaceous.
But the thing is. Yeah, that's what we should say in 2025, right? But in truth, though, she's had that square head, man, that roided head, if you know what I mean. Now, Prof, she's looking a lot more feminine, at least. In my opinion, she looks much better than she ever did. Allegedly, right. Oh, yeah, that's true. Allegedly.
Again, everybody's taste is different. Matt's taste is different. My taste is different because, the baby oil was out for Nikki Bella, but that's for my own taste right there. I was popping for that. But again, there was a lot of star power, a lot of boo power. Again, a lot of Valkyria. I was like, wait a minute, I had to do a rewind. I rewinded on the Peacock. I was like, wait, did we miss that one? Did I miss it? But again, that's the little joys I have for the Women's Royal Rumble. And again, the people that they picked, I was a little bit shocked that Jay Cargill wasn't there because, like I think I said on the wreckage that it was a safe choice for Jay to be here. The Royal Rumble was a safe match for her because she doesn't have a lot of movesets to do, so she could do certain things there. She can still be eliminated, and you can have the story building between Bianca, Naomi, and her because again, one of the two did attack Jay Cargill, so you have that match maybe for WrestleMania in your back pocket. But again, who knows where they're gonna go with that. So I like that they had the NXT girls there, Stephanie Valkyrie and Julia there. You knew they weren't going to win. Roxanne Perez got, she had a coming out party. She stayed there. I think she used the record setter. She was there the longest right now. And she went, yeah. They said she broke the record of Bailey's, so she's now the new record holder. She lasted till the end, so it was a very good showing for Roxanne Perez. So all in all, I think Triple H got what he wanted out of the Women's Royal Rumble. And again, the safe pick was the GOAT, Charlotte Flair. I know people don't like her. It is what it is. People might say Mercedes Moné, and then you say Charlotte Flair. But again, the numbers are there 14 times. We talk about Cena with 17. We got to get 15 out of Charlotte right now. The goal for 15 to come into play. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Absolutely. Matt, how do you feel about, are we going to possibly get a program between Trish Stratus and Nia Snacks or Jax? Sorry,
No.
my bad. You don't think
No,
so? For me, it
that's
feels
a
like they
one-off.
painted something.
It's a one-off.
Okay, interesting.
A one-off
You don't think-
appearance. They brought her in.
Prof-
She still can go. She's looking good still. That's it. I don't see Trish Stratus coming back for another run. She already did her full-time run. Like, she came back already. Did it. Done.
That was last year, right? But I think she still does want to have one more run. She looked great tonight. Prof,
Wait a
are we gonna
minute,
get
Jimmy.
something-
He thinks
Where's
Trish
the
Stratus
Elimination Chamber at? Is it in Canada?
No, it's
Yeah,
in
Toronto.
Oh, is it?
No, that was last year in Australia.
Oh.
So it's in Canada. So Trish Stratus, you got
Yeah.
you got your second coming out party for
There
Trish
you go.
Stratus. She will be in the
Exactly.
Elimination Chamber. She'll come up short.
Yes.
She'll give the crowd what they want for Canada purposes. Right there. There's your answer right there. If she wants to do it.
Yeah, if she wants to be in a match, that would
Whoa.
make more sense.
100%. For me, it seemed
But
like
I
they
don't
were
see
going
her
to.
feuding into WrestleMania with Nia Jax. I don't see her doing that.
I don't see that either.
I think Elimination Chamber makes the most sense. Obviously, it's in Toronto, in her hometown, not just her own country, but her own hometown. So I can see it. One more sort of matchup. Maybe she gets the win. I doubt it, but we'll see. Did anyone else impress you guys, Prof? Other than you mentioned Stephanie Valkyrie, and for example, Julia was impressive. Roxanne Perez surprisingly was in the last three for me, which sort of surprised me. But Matt, I see you giggling. What do you want to say?
I don't care about this match anymore. I think we've talked about it. So let's move on to the next match.
Well, I'm only trying to be fair because we didn't touch on a few women. So, Prof, like I was about to ask you. Move on.
I'll say this. I know Matt doesn't want to talk about the Women's Royal Rumble, but I'll say this. I have a soft spot in my heart for Nia Snacks, and the way she looks. Miss Thickums right there. The weave was playing out. That was flowing.
It was fire. I will give her that.
The booty is fire. She did her thing. She eliminated, I think, about 8 women out there. So she did her thing. Let's not forget about that. So it was a good showing for Nia Snacks for me. And again, I love thick women. She's gonna be the new Wonder Woman for me. I want her as Wonder Woman. I want all the computer geeks out there to Photoshop Nia Snacks as Wonder Woman for the Professor and send it to my Twitter. Yeah, please. Send it to my Twitter. That's all I have.
With the short shorts too.
Yes, and the whip.
Oh boy,
And the whip of truth.
Whoa. God damn it. Did you guys notice she was representing Australia this time and not the US?
How? With the ass?
Well, actually, no.
Down under? Is that what you're
Don't
talking
throw
about?
me off like that, Prof. Don't throw me off. No, look, I'll tell you a little secret. I spoke to Nia Jax a few years ago on Twitter because I heard a rumor that she was born in Sydney, Australia, as a matter of fact. So I asked her point blank on Twitter because not thinking I'm going to get a response. She responds saying, yeah, she was born in Sydney. Anyway, funny enough, tonight on the Rumble, when she came out.
Funny enough, we became best friends, yeah. And now
G'day,
me and my
g'day,
family
g'day,
hang
Nia,
out
g'day.
in the countryside, yeah.
Look, dude, the fact is she was actually born in Sydney. Not that I cared. Come on. But the Rock used to live here too. So it makes sense. I'm talking about when they were young. She was born here, she lived here for a bit, and then moved to the US when she was like 2 years old. But tonight she actually had the Aussie flag.
Yeah, they
by her
know
name,
the
which-
flags, yeah.
And I said as a joke to D while watching SmackDown, I was saying, imagine she just suddenly represented fucking Australia because of the promo. And then what do you know? It actually happened.
What do you know?
But,
Oh yeah.
love
By,
those
by,
graphics,
by the way,
way.
guys. By the way, guys. This ain't about the match, Matt. You know, I'm not talking about the match, but the bar on the bottom where they showed like the number, the entrance,
great.
Yeah.
flag.
That was
Let's
great.
not forget that was a good thing that Triple H and Nick Khan showed out there with the display. So I like that. You know, it's a new thing for the 2025 Royal Rumble. So both men and women's Royal Rumbles had that bar on the bottom showing who's in there and all that stuff.
Well, Labrat says Professor wants to go out like Teddy Long, death by a nice stink face. Ooh.
So if I gotta go out happy, I'll go out like that. Fuck that shit.
Death by Snoo Snoo.
Ooh.
Yeah, I thought that
The
Nia did well. Nia did, and I liked the
weave.
bottom bar crawl, if you will, as far as it
Oh.
constantly updating and telling you different stats and whatnot, who was in the match.
That was
cool.
good.
That was good to follow along, like, because then you could be like, oh, okay, here's what entrants are actually active. I liked all that. Yeah, it was good.
I think they should keep at it now from now on, even on Raw, SmackDown, whatever, man, and give us some little fun little facts or bullshit for that matter, whatever it's got to be. But I think that was a good move by the heads at WWE. All right, look, guys, I know Matt's loved this women's Royal Rumble, so we'll move on because we get the women's match? No, the tag team match was next between the Mini City Machine Guns. And
Mini?
DI, yeah, I call them the Mini City Machine Guns now. Hashtag that.
Disrespectful.
Talk about who hates something right there.
No.
They
Hold
hated the
on.
Women's Royal Rumble, and now you hating the tag team.
Disrespectful.
Wait.
Motor City.
Calm the fuck down,
Motor
fellas,
City.
I love that song, man. It would be instead of this bullshit. Raise your fist. Like, come on.
Well, I was hoping they were going to come out to it now that we got the TNA partnership, but still
Right,
no
excuse,
that. And we
man.
did. I mean, we'll talk about it later. But never mind. I'll get to it later. I'll complain about the music later. Go ahead.
And then okay, but and then next we obviously see DIY, and they're the tag team champions, and he's for the SmackDown tag team championships. I mean, I didn't really get into this match that well, but in the end, obviously the Street Profits make a return and absolutely decimated all four of them. I just don't understand why. I guess they want. No, I do understand. They want to get those bouts off DIY, but boy, man, and I'll ask you first, boy, were they stiff on the whole competition, man.
Yeah. I mean, I liked the match, the best of 2 out of 3 falls match.
That's right.
Yeah. I liked the Motor City Machine Guns. I thought they performed well. You know, of course, they did the typical trope of one team winning, DIY, then Motor City Machine Guns win, and then, ultimately DIY, keeps the titles. And then, we get the attack of the Street Profits making their statement. Well, no, I haven't been following along, so other people in our chat when we were live are saying they turned heel. So I don't know if they were babyface just recently, but
They'll tween is sort of
okay. So they were kind of tweening. So now they've apparently gone full heel and made their presence known that they want the tag team championship. So, I mean, it was a traditional wrestling storyline match. It wasn't good. Like
it was more like a TV
wasn't
match.
bad. Yeah, I mean, it was a
even with
TV
the
thing.
ending.
I would say, yeah, that's a good point. Professor,
Prof,
what do you think?
Yeah, I wanted to ask a specific question though about it, so it's kind of important
ask
for me.
specific question.
I fucking will, thank you, Matt. So, in saying that, They've already tried this before in the past, trying to turn the Profits heel. Of course, they were with Lashley at the time, and it didn't work. The crowd wanted to cheer him more so than anything. Are we going to get a situation again now that they look like they've gone full blown heel? Are the crowd going to like go with it, or are they still going to get cheered basically? And do you like the finish, more particularly?
Is that for me or that's for Matt?
That's for you, Prof.
Well, when you look at this match, I don't think they went full heel. I think it's just like you said, it's tweener moves that they did because they were so obsessed with wanting to become the tag team champions,
Right.
and they got cut in front by the Motor City Machine Guns. That story's been told right there. So they
Right.
don't like them getting in front of them. They feel like that white privilege is taking place. It's Black History Month, so
True.
we gotta get
Actually,
get
true.
going right now. They gotta get their spot in there.
Spot
So
on, bro.
that's number one. Number
Get
two,
me Seth Rollins.
yes.
Seth freaking Rollins. What do you mean?
Number two, I'll say this for the match. If y'all thought that we were gonna get maybe like the intrigue and the drama of, let's say, DIY versus the Revival or FTR, whatever you want to call them, no, we weren't getting that. We were not getting that. So let's be. I'm realistic myself too. So it was a decent 2 out of 3 falls match. Was it something I was looking forward to? No, not really. But this is the fault of Triple H. This is one of the flaws of Triple H because for the last year he hasn't given a proper platform for the tag team titles. Both Raw and SmackDowns has been shitty. This has been the first tag team title match on a PLE or PPV, whatever you want to call it. So, as a high profile match, because all their tag team title matches have been on either Raw or SmackDown. So you gave them this spot here. Did they knock it out of the park? No, but I say they hit a couple of singles, but not a home run here. So it was a decent match. And again, you add the Street Profits in there. As long as they have some direction, as long as we have the tag teams going a certain direction, I'm cool with that. But again, Triple H just dropped the ball on the tag team scene.
It was a typical, WNBA game. I like WNBA, but it was a typical WNBA game.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Just
no, Matt. You're not going to disrespect the WNBA right
I'm
now.
not disrespecting him. I'm just saying it was like a
No,
traditional
but
WNBA
I'll
game.
say this: this
Oh,
wasn't a
shit.
this wasn't a Caitlin Clark game. This was an Angel Reese game. I'll give you that, Matt. I'll give you that.
Right.
This wasn't a Caitlin Clark game.
You guys are on fire already. Well, Todd Brandy says Motor City Machine Guns got this match and not the Street Profits. That insults me as a black man and as a wrestling fan.
He's insulted.
He's insulted.
You tell him,
I
Todd.
mean,
You fucking
absolutely, you tell him. And Todd, just quietly, don't worry, I haven't forgotten your question about what JD said about AEW. I'm sure you guys have heard that already, right? If you just wanted to touch on it. But I was going to say on the webpage, we'll definitely touch on it. Well, apparently he said on his AEW Dynamite review show that he hopes that AEW, she said this, he hopes that AEW goes out of business.
I think everybody was saying, though, I think I saw BQ actually say that it was taken out of context. And so I believe.
Yeah, it was taken out.
I didn't see it personally, so I don't know, but I can imagine it.
He wants them to do a reset because of the direction that Tony Khan has put them into AEW. So this way, Jimmy T and the Vet wouldn't be, doing the wreckage like they do and being pissed off like they are every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube on the Hami Media Group YouTube channel. But again, neither here nor there. It's just a shameless plug. But again, just like Matt said, it's taken out of context. JD wants the product to be like it was in 2019, 2020, maybe a little bit of 2021. The problem that a lot of the AEW sickos fail to realize, I know this is a Royal Rumble review show, but I'll be quick. The sickos are not understanding that since Punk has left, that the product has gone down. The product has had no direction. Tony Khan has given no direction. And Tony Khan, I said this, after 5 years, people might not like this, but 20-minute banger matches have gotten boring. There's no substance. There's no quality. There's just too much quantity in the 20-minute banger matches. Yes, the athleticism is off the chain. I'm not going to dispute that. but there's no substance, there's no sizzle, and lack of direction. Limited storytelling does not, go out the wayside for banger matches for me. You got to have some stories, and of course, I know what JD has said. You could take it out of context or not, but the Death Rider storyline has been the shits and has been killing AEW downward. So we could go on with Royal Rumble stuff, Jimmy.
Well said. I agree with that 100%. I agree if he meant it that way. I totally agree with him saying a reset because they really do need a reset. Matt, do you want to touch on it?
No, I'm good.
Or do we move on?
Professor nailed it. So.
Oh, absolutely nailed it, man. Oh, well, anyway, let's keep moving on in the Rumble. As I said before, DIY technically does win thanks to the Profits via disqualification, but nevertheless, everyone gets beaten to nearly nauseum at that point. But speaking of nauseum...
Oh, wait. By the way, guys, I want to get your opinions on something because there's something that the IWC always kind of complains about with WWE pay-per-views. It's the breaks. Once the match is over, I guess the average maybe 5 minutes. You could call it commercials, maybe video packages, maybe like a 5-minute break. Do y'all like it? Do people in the chat like a little bit of a break? Because I like to take a piss. I like to go to my fridge. I like to make a sandwich. I like to get a soda pop or some beer, and then when I sit down and then the video preview is over, then I get to the intros. I'm ready to, enjoy my foods and snacks. I don't want this indie logic thinking about once the match is over, 25 seconds left. 25-second break, and then a new match comes in, and then I missed probably the first 5 minutes when I'm taking a shit. I'm just saying. Do y'all like that? Do you like the breaks? Is it too much, too little? What is it? Is it just me? I don't mind it. Do you?
Well,
Matt,
first off, Coach Wojo 69 just popped me. I guess Jey Uso is going to choose Shinsuke Nakamura. That one got me. Secondly, when you put it that way, yes, I would agree with you. Like, if you're streaming like the way I was like, God help us all. Can we just get through this and have this Royal Rumble be over? But yes, for the common folk like yourself, myself, when we're just watching the wrestling match, Jimmy, I'm sure it's a nice reprieve. Like, it's like any sporting, show or any sporting outlet. Like, if you're watching end of quarters, timeout breaks, you want to be able to get up, move around, stretch your legs, get something to drink, get something to eat. Some people have animals, walk their dog, whatever. You know what I mean? You got that nice little break is also a reset, because it helps you kind of come back down, then get ready to come back up again versus just trying to go bang, 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 like AEW does for sure. But there you go. Yeah, I would agree.
And you bring up a great point because AEW not only will go bang, 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 they'll go bang, bang, bang for 6 fucking hours. Allegedly. That's the problem. Allegedly. Actually, they do. It's not even allegedly. That's the problem. But no, Prof,
He's
like you said.
They're ignorant. They're ignorant.
Don't throw me off, please. That was a good one, though. But, Prof, I agree with you, man. I love the breaks. Like Matt said, you can walk the dog if you got enough time. But I felt it was actually refreshing, believe it or not. And they were just talking, about whatever was going on. It wasn't actual commercials. It was just a good old intermission break. Not once, but twice. And I'm down for that. I hope they do that more often, actually, boys.
Yeah, the only thing that I would say that was a miss for me for the Royal Rumble pay-per-view was, well, I guess I'm going to go old school with my PWR podcast mindset because, again, with the Royal Rumble, I liked when they did like those little segments where they drew the numbers. I like those promos before the Royal Rumble match itself. So, we get going with that. That's the kind of breaks I like to see.
They did have them, but here's the thing. You have to pay for the premium Peacock version to get that because as I was sitting there streaming with Brandon, he got different commercials. In the background, right before the Men's Royal Rumble, he got all the number countdowns, and all I got was regular commercial because I was paying. I'm not paying for Peacock Premium. I'm paying for the regular cock. That's it. One cock. That's all I'll pay for.
Just one cock? You don't want to go for the whole...
I don't want to go for the premium cock. I'm sorry. Just one regular cock for me. All right? So I ordered... You
don't want the Diddy package? You don't want that Diddy cock package?
The Diddy cock package. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
But I also think Brandon lives in Missouri, so he has cable. So I think it's probably just part of his cable package. So, he gets to watch... He got that numbers package, but he said he thought it was on the pre-show, too. I don't know, but to your point, I agree. That package should be shown to everybody. Why does it have to be only during commercial breaks? Like, come on.
Well, you know what, Prof? I know you've got Netflix Premium, as do I, right?
Mhm.
But
Well,
if you downloaded a VPN, yeah, I know we got more than one cock here, boys. I'm just saying.
Well, Todd said
But no,
Matt MSG is a one-cock man. I'm a one-cock man, one peacock man.
You're very loyal, bro. I'll tell you that. But no, in all seriousness, um, Prof, if you use a VPN, you could have watched the PLEs like I did on Netflix.
Oh.
No, no,
Because I know you got premium.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying, like, for me, I'm just going like old school with like the drawings. And again, you can do the breaks a little bit different, like the drawing of the numbers, the emotion of like who got number one, like
we didn't
that.
get any of that built up. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true.
that built up, and then of course those promos before the Royal Rumble match itself. You could, it's kind of hokey, maybe for for the fans today, but I enjoy like the '89 promos. Like, I would love to see like Paul Heyman do a promo before the Royal Rumble match itself. Yeah, MSG is a one cock man, and he's loyal. He's loyal. He's a loyal one cock man. But again, neither here nor there. But you would like to hear Paul Heyman do a promo, cutting a promo saying he's going to take the tribal chief will take out the 29 other men, and CM Punk saying, "I need this WrestleMania main event," and all that stuff. That's just me.
I agreed. I actually agree with that. It would have been better if they had been, spinning the ball around on the ping pong ball, and guys were pulling them out. Punk's cutting a promo, Rollins cuts a promo, Sammy's cutting a promo, building that intrigue. Who got what? Instead of being like, we knew who was gonna be in the Rumble, right? But like as you're sitting there watching it, and you get down to like 22. 23, and I bet you John Cena comes out 23, and you're like, okay, here's who's all the wrestlers left. So like, rather than doing that, at least with the ping pong number, you could have been like, oh, I wonder who's gonna. There might have been more intrigue on who's gonna get what number versus trying to count down how many wrestlers left are in the match.
And we missed comedy gold with R-Truth being late for the ball drawing, and then Adam Pearce is like, "We've already drawn the numbers. You're late. There's no more numbers." And then R-Truth's like, "Let me be number 31. I can be number 31. There ain't no 31 participants. It's 30."
Hey, there was 50 once upon a time. Remember that?
No, 40. It was 40.
40.
Oh, 40? Oh, you're right.
Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah, that one, right. Exactly. Was it 40? I thought it was 50.
The
or was that
largest Royal Rumble.
Unless was the Saudi Arabia one. Are you talking about
yes.
Saudi was 50?
We don't. That's WWE blood money. It's not canon. Okay.
Yeah. Well, next year the actual Royal Rumble is in blood money county.
know. Well, that will.
I can't believe that shit.
Canon, but
that's officially a sellout, man. WWE sold out hard for that.
Well, of course they did. Everyone's forced to go by the government. If you
Peace will be achieved, guys. Don't worry. Peace will be achieved by that time. So you're already.
I'm telling you now, boys. Money talks and bullshit walks. I'm telling you, WrestleMania will one day be in friggin' Saudi Arabia. Mark my. If the Rumble is if they pulled off the Rumble literally, and got it, why wouldn't WrestleMania be a thing in Saudi Arabia? It'd be the biggest WrestleMania ever.
I think WrestleMania will be in Wembley before that happens. That's what I would think.
Don't be, it's all about the money now. That's what
I know.
it is,
You keep
man.
saying that, but that doesn't mean they can't get a lot of money from UK too. Like,
no, but look at it. That's why the world are getting more PLEs too, because they're outbidding other cities. It's all about bidding now, man.
I know. I'm not saying that it isn't. I'm just saying I think they would probably have a bigger, approval rating of having WrestleMania where people want to come from all around the world to your country. And I don't believe a lot of people want to go to Saudi Arabia.
No one goes to Saudi Arabia because it's
so that's what I'm saying. They have to
literally.
think about that. So I think it would be probably more economically feasible for 2 nights to put it in a bigger city where they're more open and earnest to outsiders coming in.
It's safer to give the Rumble to Saudi Arabia than WrestleMania.
Yeah,
it's safer for the Rumble than SummerSlam. So yeah, I agree with Matt. Like you're
bigger than the Rumble.
No, SummerSlam and WrestleMania, you give it to the UK, you give it to Puerto Rico, you give it to France and shit like that. You do not give those 2 pay-per-views to Saudi Arabia. I'm sorry. I'll give them the Rumble. I'll give them the Rumble. I'll give them the Rumble.
Yeah, he's right. I think SummerSlam and Mania are probably their 2 biggest shows now these days. Royal Rumble's not what it once was.
I disagree. I'll put
I don't
Rumble
know. Not
number
over the
2
last
still.
couple of years. Not over the last couple of years. I don't think
This
so.
one felt even bigger than usual than the last few years.
I
But
don't know.
but
Do you
anyway,
do
that's
you
just
know
my
why?
opinion.
Do you know why it felt bigger, Jimmy? Because Indianapolis, their committee, and I know this because I did the NBA All Star in 2024. Their events committee in Indianapolis puts on a show.
Really,
They dedicate their airport to the event that's coming up, whether it's the NBA
really.
All Star, whether it's Royal Rumble, whether it's Daytona 500. If you go to the airport, their events committee will make sure
No
that that
way.
event is star studded. They put the red carpet out there. If the Super Bowl
Wow.
will happen at Lucas Oil Stadium, Indianapolis Events Committee will make sure that that town is ready for a certain event, and that town was ready for Royal Rumble this week. So I already know that they put their money where their mouth is on that one. Not only did they bid for those events, Jimmy, but they make sure that it's worth the money that they spent because they put a lot into it. They invest into the events that they bid on.
Well, good on him, man. Good on him because Indiana is not known as like a huge city, like compared to some other cities in the US.
Well,
But the
Indiana's a
fact that
state. Indianapolis is the city.
oh well, sorry, is it? Is it that way? Is Indianapolis a city and not the
Yes.
state?
Indiana
I thought it was
is
the other way
state.
around all this time, dude.
No.
I kid
I'm
you
glad
not.
we could
Wow.
correct you with American
Thank
geography.
you.
Yeah,
Usually
but-
I don't get that shit wrong, man.
yeah,
I know
Indiana's
all
the
about
state.
fucking American geography, but
Oh, by the
I
way,
thought it was the other way around.
Todd. By the way, Todd,
Yes.
Mania fell through in Minnesota because of the weather. That was the reason.
Really?
You
Is that
can't do
yeah?
you
Because
can't do Mania with that weather because it's too tricky right there. You never know if a snowstorm can happen in March or April. So SummerSlam was a better bet to get the 2 nights.
damn, that's harsh for Minnesota. That's for sure. Josh,
That's
just
the
quietly.
reality. You
It's
don't
the
want to have a
reality.
snowstorm in
Yeah, I
March or
know that
April.
sucks though. And they don't have any stadium with it other than arenas, of course, with a roof.
It was cold in Philadelphia,
It's cold.
Jimmy. You
Yeah,
don't
yeah, I know
want
that's pretty
cold.
bad. Look bad.
It's
You
cold
got to be
travel.
realistic.
Yeah. How people
Unless
travel
you ain't
around.
That's
doing
fair enough. That's fair enough.
unless you ain't doing it in a dome where you can heat it up. You can't do outdoor stuff in the Midwest. You can't do it in the East Coast anymore. They got to be more practical, unless they're gonna have a heated ring. So that's the answer, Todd.
They did have a heated ring. I remember a few WrestleManias ago where it was cold.
That
But,
was New York, right? When they did WrestleMania
think
outdoors
so.
in New York.
And they
Yeah.
had the heated.
And look, since then they haven't gone back to cold spots for those type of big
It's
time
in
events.
Philly last year.
And
Yeah,
Philly was
last year.
cold.
And
Philly was
Philly
cold.
Well, that's interesting. But anyway, let's move on though, boys. Let's get back to the. Oh, and just quietly, Josh, you said about Saudi Arabia being 2 nights at the Royal Rumble. It'll be an all week thing with Saudi Arabia. I'm just kidding.
No, I
But I
think he
won't-
was
I wouldn't
asking
put
if
it
it's gonna be
past
a
them.
2 night. I don't think so. I think Royal
I
Rumble
think
stays
it
one
will.
night.
I think they will go 2 nights eventually, man. They seem to be really sort of playing up on that and sort of teasing it lately.
Royal Rumble needs 2 nights, guys. I'm sorry because again, night one would be the women's Royal Rumble as the main
Right,
event.
exactly.
Night two would be the men's Royal Rumble main event. I think you got to separate the Royal Rumble matches because maybe people will nitpick, but maybe you want like 3 matches and a Royal Rumble, not 2 Royal Rumbles and maybe 2 matches, because then maybe people might feel a little bit cheated, a little bit jaded. You're paying $10,000 for front row, so you want
That's
to get your money.
fucking crazy, bro.
Hey, if you want to pay it, you pay it.
And people are paying it. This is what's even more crazy. You know
But
what I'm
again,
saying?
Jimmy,
Like,
but you got to remember, it's the whole event. It's not only that night, but it's the day before.
right,
It's
right.
the
But still,
autograph
that's 10.
sessions. It's the
Okay,
pressers. It's the
well,
promos. So you're paying for the whole event weekend right there. I think what people mistake is not only with the event itself that night. It's also what they do like on a Friday with the pressers and the promos, the convention center appearances and like that. So when they do the whole time, they treat it like when NFL is doing their Pro Bowl in Orlando this weekend. It's a presser, it's the promos, it's autograph sessions. You have the experience. It's not only the game itself. You got to do a lot more for the sports entertainment aspect of it.
Well, I'm not
do you get to
watching
go to a
night one
gala?
then. That's fine.
What? Really?
I'm not
Oh,
watching
come on,
night
look.
one then. That's fine.
Like Josh said, night 1 all women's card, night 2
Then I
men's
don't need
card
to
for
watch
the
night
Rumble.
one. Yeah, I don't need to watch night one then. Can we talk about the next match?
Yes, we can. As a
Jimmy.
matter of fact, man. And I know you look like you're ready to fall asleep, dude.
No, I'm just baked.
motherfucker. But anyway,
You got that
I don't
integrity
blame you
weed,
though.
don't you? You
Yeah,
got that integrity you.
you see Tally up behind me? You can't see her, and I have to lift the camera up. He's high. Yeah, exactly. The boys are high. Exactly.
Anywho, yeah. Well, next we do have the WWE Undisputed, I guess, World Heavyweight Championship, or WWE World Universal Heavyweight Championship, whatever you want to call it. It is Cody Rhodes, your champion, versus KO Kevin Owens, and man, boys, was this, and to quote JR, a goddamn slobber knocker. I mean, seriously, Prof, these guys absolutely sideways slobber knocker.
Rock on, rock on.
Anywho, let's not go there. But Prof, man, I'll say this is probably one of the best Royal Rumble match in many years, dude. Honestly, I really enjoyed this match. These two killed each other. The final spot, man, on Kevin Owens, that looked brutal. But I love the way he sold it because he stayed in that position. Even while all the officials were there, he was still in the same damn position. And I just want to say, according to the dirt sheets again, and apparently the post game show that they do after the show, Triple H apparently said Cody Rhodes got hurt in that match. Again, for me, I will say that the second to last spot, it looked like Cody was out cold, legit. Then I'm like, oh no, he's probably working it. But it got me worried for just that split second where he hit the ladder, and I'm thinking, did he hit his head? Because it wasn't as bad as Kevin Owens, the spot where he got his back right on the edge of the ladder, which was really bad. But,
There was a
that?
couple of ladder spots where it looked like it hit the back of Cody's head, so he could have got a mild concussion and stuff like that. That's what it looked like to me. But again, when you have like people like, I don't want to backdate myself, but like CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, what they did with the Hell in a Cell match, they treated it with the respect that it deserved. Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens treated a gimmick match like a ladder match with the respect and the legacy it deserves too, telling a story, the physicality, the danger spots. It just, you did not use the ladders just to do like stupid like stunners. You didn't have to do a power bomb off the top of off the top of the ladder and all that stuff. You did it when the spot was necessary to do it, and of course, what Kevin Owens did at the end and all that stuff. The Sami Zayn card was played here because we didn't know what spot he was going to do. Was he going to help his friend to get that quote unquote main event slot for WrestleMania main event time? That didn't play out right there. So you never know if Kevin Owens will feel a little bit slighted or a little bit cheated by what Sami Zayn didn't do for his quote unquote best friend. So we got that match. Maybe that might play that story that plays itself out in the coming weeks. But this match was good. It was gritty. It was old school. And of course, I like the shirt with Kevin Owens again. The Canadian son of a systems engineer, man. I like that shit. It was great. And like we said earlier, Cody Rhodes is the Superman of WWE, but during this match, he turned into Homelander, and you just saw it was the progression of that, because they've been telling that story about Cody Rhodes, the grind of being the man, the grind of being the champion, all the defenses, all the press, all the autographs that he's doing, that smile. He was a happy guy the day after WrestleMania, but right now that smile he's losing the smile like Shawn Michaels, but he's not. But he's now got that Homelander face that is like, I'm about to kill you. I'm about to melt you with my eyes, or whatever the case may be. It's looking like that. So we're getting that Homelander Cody Rhodes. It's a slow burn, and that's what I love. They're not booing about the building. And of course, the Mark Tars are like, I'm tired of Cody Rhodes. Man, he's been a whack champion, all that stuff. Man, fuck y'all, man. This has been a story progression of Cody Rhodes turning into Homelander, which is what you want to see. And it was a great match.
I agree with you 100% there, Prof. Matt, what's your take on this match, man? Did it live up to the expectations, or did it over expectate pretty much? Because I think it over delivered. We all knew it was going to be a good match, but this was in the end a great match that told the story in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, I've been subtly following along the storyline on SmackDown Saturday night's main event. So I think as far as a blow-off match between two guys, I thought it was really well done. The professor touched on a lot of things. I think what I really liked most about this match, of course, was the use of the ladder as every time they used it, you winced, you cringed because it was so barbaric as far as how each individual was selling the moves on the ladder and the usage of it, especially right there in the finale when Cody gets when he dumps Kevin over, Alabama slams, if you will, onto the ladder.
Oh,
And as the professor also pointed out, that you have Sami Zayn watching Cody climb the ladder. He could have easily ran up, pushed him down. He could have easily ran up and grabbed the titles himself and given them to Kevin. There could have been a myriad of
That would be
different
funny.
options they could have done.
right.
But
Because
he just
at the end of the day, there's no stipulation. He could have done that and actually won the match for him. Say,
well, won the match for Kevin, just handed him the titles.
Right.
Exactly. So like, there's a different number of options they could have gone with, and there's things that are coming out of this now. Definitely looks like Cody, going into that Homelander mode to get things done is the path they're taking. And yeah, I think we're probably going to get Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn out of this. That's what's probably going to happen at WrestleMania. So,
and that's what I was going to ask you guys next. Is that where we're going, Prof? Are we officially going between Sami and KO? And is it a little too predictable? And have we seen it one too many times at this point?
Have we seen it at the level where they both are? No, because that was a curtain jerker match years ago for themselves. That was like the second match on the card. So right now you could have like, one of the high profile matches of night one, like I said, Jey Uso, Gunther main events, but then right below it, you could have Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, knockdown, no DQ, lights out kind of match right there if they want to go that route. So and possibilities are endless. And one thing I'll say that kind of surprised, maybe I might have overbooked it in my head, but I thought Randy Orton was going to make an appearance too, because with Sami Zayn there, I thought maybe Randy Orton was going to help out, maybe Cody Rhodes just maybe take out Sami Zayn. And we don't know. Or Randy Orton could have been like, I'm going to RKO Kevin Owens. I'm going to RKO even Cody Rhodes because I want that belt too. I'm the Viper. I'm the apex predator. I'm going to make a statement. What a way to start 2025, RKOing all of them in the ring. So that was what I wanted. But that's just me overbooking.
Well, you bring up an interesting point. I know he's just chilling apparently, and they're just giving him a break per se. But is there more to this Randy Orton break? We know he came fresh off back surgery, but could he actually be somewhat hurt instead of just taking a break? Because I think he's taking a bit too long off at this point, Prof.
Well, it could be load management. No, I'm not trying to make that NBA joke, but you got to make sure. I mean, you're coming back off a serious back injury, like you said. Again, he's older. The body, the wear and tear of the body just does not heal like it used to do when he was in his 20s. So you got to be very, very careful, and you got to pick your spots. So we never know.
Well, didn't we also read that somewhere? I think I've read somewhere that under Triple H's management, they're not running the boys and girls ragged anymore now. 52 weeks a year, like they're giving them months off at a time to like go home and relax and reheal and all that. So maybe with Randy Orton's status, maybe with the coming off that back injury, they were just like, hey, why don't you go home and we'll bring you back after Rumble. That way we can get you into the, a Mania storyline, if you will. And they, you can still have Randy Orton come back and take out Kevin Owens, right? Because Owens is the one that took him out. So it's like, that's built in right there to happen whenever Randy Orton's ready.
Yeah, no, for sure. I agree with you 100%. Well, boys, we're off to the main event.
The main event, WWE Royal Rumble 2025. Jimmy.
It's time for you. Wait, that's the wrong show. Wrong company. But yes, it is the main event. It is the men's Royal Rumble matchup. And I want to say this is a cool thing about WWE having only 4 matches, because including the Rumbles, because we can just breeze through this review. And to be fair, it's not like we really read out stories. Like I said, just tune in for the wreckage for that. Coming up tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, as Professor said earlier.
Jesus Christ. Do you go to bed ever at all, Jimmy? Do you sleep?
I will go to bed probably after this, and then I'll wake up like a bit later on to do the wreckage. So, yeah, that's what I always do, dude. Yeah. I'm used to it.
Dude, you're hopped up on Red Bull. You know that. That's what it is. 24-hour Red Bull you drink.
Actually, I don't, man. I actually don't. I used to drink a lot of energy drinks, but
I used to drink a lot of the energy drink called Musabi. They're a big brand. They're a big brand down there.
Nah,
they do
bro.
energy drinks.
No. The big brand here, right, for Australian energy drinks is V. It's called V.
V.
Pretty nice, man.
We like to
yeah.
drink V down here, yeah, and down under.
Vitalize, my friend.
Vitalize these nuts, yeah.
No cap, Zane.
No cap.
All right, no cap,
How you
motherfucker.
doing,
That's
Feel
the
Go ahead.
allegedly the master and ruler of the dying. Allegedly, the master and ruler of the world, Zane. Not so vicious.
Not so
But
vicious.
anyway,
WWE Royal Rumble match. Get into it, Jimmy.
let's get into it because we start off with a banger, and I'm talking about Rey Mysterio at number 1. And I called it. I said it was either going to be Dom at number 2 or it's going to be Penta. And surprise, surprise, it was Penta. And Prof, I'll ask you first. I love the little interaction at the start because, you know, they shake hands, but Ray goes to walk away, but Penta drags him back in and then does a zero and wanted to pie face him with a miedo. He kind of did, but didn't. Not as disrespectful. But still, nevertheless, he did it kind of disrespectfully. I love that shit, man. That was great.
I liked it too. I mean, I read the dirt sheets, and there was supposed to be there was a couple of wrestlers dressing up as Ice that were going to come into the ring and then take out Rey Mysterio and Penta. But again, that's dirt sheet bullshit right there. But, you know, we got to address the
Immigration services.
Yep.
Was it Trap that
Gracias,
said
y
with
tú. Muy bien, gracias, y tú. But anyway, let me just go into the elephant in the room and Penta's feet. Now, from the super slow-mo, the rules is both feet have got to be on the floor. If you look at Penta's,
bro.
No. If you looked at Penta's left foot, the heel was up, the toes were down. His foot was not legitimately all down. That's all. I'm just making all the Mark Tards happy out there. The foot was not fully down. The heel was up. So in essence, he was allowed to go back into the ring. But that's just the rules. It's the logistics of it. But again, Rey Mysterio being number 1, Penta being number 2 was a great way to start. You know, again, it was a great showing for Penta. He lasted a long time in there, and
absolutely, dude.
And then you looked at certain people within the Royal Rumble match. I don't remember the orders, but again, Braun Breaker did his thing in the Royal Rumble with the spears.
He was a star in this match, bro. He got himself even more over after this Rumble.
And you know, and Jacob Fatu, of course, everybody was interested in Jacob Fatu being in the Royal Rumble. So he
got a pop too, man.
Yeah, he got a pop. And again, I think, you know, Triple H wanted to be careful with that because, again, he is the Samoan werewolf and he is impervious to pain, but you didn't want to go because when you look at Jacob Fatu and then you look at the roster, Jacob Fatu's got to look up to a lot of people. He was looking up to Sheamus. He's not that tall. So, you know, again, the optics makes it look weird. But again, he did his thing. I think he eliminated like 4 or 5 people. Was a good number right there. I think people were expecting Jacob Fatu to eliminate like he was going to tie Kane's record of eliminating like 12 or 13 people, which was kind of ridiculous to me. You don't have to do that. Again, as long as the eliminations look good and look crisp to me, I was happy with that. Braun Breaker with the spear. And what's that black dude's name? I Show Speed, the reality star, whatever his name is. That was one of the best spears.
It was. That boy looked like he died.
He died, bro. No shit. And if you notice,
murdered.
Roman's Braun's fucking arm, Braun's looked like it hit his face too on the way down, bro.
I don't know. I just remember thinking because Braun hit Roman with the spear at one point, and I went, man,
that was a great spear too.
I was like, I just watched Roman hit the spear on Cena, and Roman's spear looks like a spear you would get from Superman. And then I watched Braun Breaker hit a spear, and Braun Breaker is trying to murder you with his spear.
I swear he really does, man.
Yeah, it's pretty barbaric there. But I agree with you.
Fucking is.
I agree with you. You know, the start was pretty cool. I liked the Penta and Rey Mysterio stuff. Thought that's going to be a cool match to happen in the future, and that'll be a big box office match when it happens. And I thought it was a great way to start off the Royal Rumble, Jimmy.
No, absolutely, man. But like you guys said about Husho Speed, I mean, if you guys don't know him well, obviously you don't. He's a character, man. He's one of the biggest streamers right now on the YouTubes. but he's pretty funny, man.
On the
And
YouTubes.
he sold like a fucking motherfucker. I mean, it's not his first time. He was at WrestleMania 2 years ago, I think. You remember?
No,
the
he was.
Prime
I
bottle?
think they said he was in one of Logan Paul's matches. I think it was at WrestleMania the previous year.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago. He
Oh,
was there
okay.
as the Prime bottle, and he got speared. I can't remember.
Okay, gotcha.
I know.
He's the guy who gets
the
speared. That's what they
splash.
bring him in for. Got it.
And the
Okay.
splash on the table, if you remember,
Okay.
at Mania or
So
SummerSlam.
he's somebody
one
they
of the
bring
other.
in to just beat the crap out of. I mean, that's fine. I'm
Uh,
okay
he,
with
he
that.
he sold really good, man. I was impressed with his selling. But
I
but
don't know if they were
luckily,
selling. That kid didn't tuck his chin. Go back and watch.
I know that's
what
the
I'm saying. That
thing.
man
That's
got
what I'm
hit.
saying, right? He did.
Yeah,
It
the
looked
kid
like he
got
was
hit.
out, man.
If,
And even
if
the second
anybody needed
spot.
to lead the if anybody needed to lead the building angry, it was I Show Speed
It was
with the
I
way
Show
he
Speed,
took
yeah.
that spear.
Yeah, that was fucking devastating, man. Straight up. But Bronny's the real deal, man. I mean, I'm impressed. He's another one that's not that tall, but he's a machine.
You were talking about Jacob Fatu. Did anyone else notice what he was wearing tonight? He was wearing black, red. He's wearing the wolf. They call him the wolf.
Like Wolfpack.
Armando Estrada might be coming back. Don't turn your back on the wolf pack.
Actually,
They start their own
you're-
click.
That'd
Maybe
be
we
cool,
get Kevin
dude. The
Nash to
Wolfpack,
join up. I don't
literally.
know. Don't turn your back on the wolf pack. They can reuse
Hey,
the
you
song.
know what, man? If you fucking call this MSG, you're the man, because that sounds cool to me. No, really.
just saying,
Even
I
if it
don't
was
know.
the NWO Wolfpack, legit, I'm down
Jacob
for that.
Jacob Fatu and the Gorillas of Destiny, the Wolfpack. I'm okay with that.
See, there you go. The wolf
So
pack.
we've got
and they
a
could
couple of gorillas in the Wolfpack.
reuse the song. Yeah, I don't know. It's just
Don't
sitting
turn
there
your
in the
back
audio
on
library.
Wolfpack. Yeah, no, for real.
Alright.
I'm down for that, man. That sounds good. We'll see what happens. Don't get me excited now, MSG. But usually WWE think logically and think like that. So I think there's a good chance that might happen, even though he always does wear red and black generally. But that's an interesting idea. Like Josh said in the chat, that I don't think anyone would have thought about. Not me, anyway. I don't know about you, Prof.
Again, it's right there. Matt hit the nail on the head. Could you use the Wolfpack? Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, fuck
But
yeah.
again, like I said, you got him, you got the Gorillas of Destiny, you got that trio right there. Samoan Wolfpack, you're good to go right there.
There you go. NWO
I'm even
Bloodline.
down or if you call it like bring back the Samoan SWAT team. I've always thought that was a cool name, man, for like a Samoan tag team. You know what I'm saying? But but the NWO thing,
It's their name. They could use it.
NWO
Todd.
Bloodline Zane, shut the fuck up.
I like what Todd said. They kick Solo out, who ends up going solo.
Right, exactly.
That's fair.
Solo. Solo is a soda here, by the way, a great one too, just quietly. But anyway, let's keep going about this match.
Let me complain about something here. So we talked
What's
about the fact that Motor City Machine Guns didn't get their music right. Well, AJ Styles came back to his babyface
and got
music
his old,
tonight.
yeah, good. Because
But
his latest one sucked, Matt.
True, but what I was gonna say is again, you had an opportunity with the TNA partnership for him to come out to get ready to fly. Higher, we are. He could have had him come out to that song, but that's fine.
We are.
I'm glad that they brought him back out to the Southern Boys song. They don't want none. They don't want none. I'm glad.
Well,
they
he's a
brought
Southern hick, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
AJ Styles is my favorite wrestler of all time, dude. So you don't have to
Really,
tell me.
he's one of my favorites.
Speaking of music, Finn Balor's music confused me because I'm like, who the hell is that?
Yeah.
And then I had to go, I'm like,
dude.
that's
No
Finn.
reaction. He got no reaction.
Every,
Because they didn't
and
know
that's
the
because of his
they didn't know
music.
the music.
Very
That-
weird.
and him walking out looked pissed off. They probably just done it on him. Like
They
last
forgot
second.
his
If I was
music on the thumb drive.
him- No, but really, if I was him, I'd have been pissed too, because then we're gonna know who the fuck that was. know what I
Does
mean?
Jim Johnson have like a son, or a daughter that could have like kept the
Yes.
tradition going? They could hire
His name's
the
James Johnson.
whatever. Hire his
Junior.
kids. Hire Junior. Hire the third.
No, but well, speaking of, say his name and he will appear, because Joe Hendry got a huge pop, and everyone must have been a monktard in that crowd, because everyone knew who the hell he was, which kind of surprised me at the level of pop he got, man. I dare say he got a louder pop than even Roman Reigns did.
Who, Joe
Prof.
Hendry?
Joe Hendry,
Yeah, he got a
absolutely,
huge
your
pop.
TNA world champion. Huge pop, as Trump would say.
Huge.
Huge.
Yeah. We better not do that. But anyway, Prof, what do you think of Joe Hendry? Did he get eliminated a bit too fast, or that was about right for the TNA World Heavyweight Champion?
I mean, what were you gonna expect? I mean, he did his thing. He got his move set in. He got
Yo,
the
you said
fans going.
Moose. His Moose set in. Not his Moose set. I was waiting for Moose too, but he didn't even appear.
No, not moves. I said move set. I didn't say moves.
I know. I was just saying.
Again, the partnership has to have its boundaries right now, Jimmy. You can't give everybody. Then I'd be like wanting Eddie Edwards in the Royal Rumble. No, we don't want that. We just one is enough right there. Yeah, one is enough. He did what he had to do, and of course, to get eliminated by the tribal chief is it's a great honor. He was dreaming about that when he was a kid. So to get eliminated by the only tribal chief, Roman Reigns, was a dream come true for Joe Hendry, because he got to live the moment right there. It was better than the other battle royal he did at NXT, where he only lasted for the Santino Marella second. So he got a couple of minutes in there.
I mean, I would agree and disagree. I would agree that there only needs to be one TNA superstar representing like that. I disagree that he should have, he got thrown out the way he did. I wish he just lasted maybe 5 more minutes. He's the TNA World Champion at this time. He's not just regular Joe Hendry. Right. Now he's the face of their company. So it would have been nice. It was like when Jordynne Grace showed up last year as the TNA Women's World Champion. She got more, some good time within the ring. It would have been nice if Joe had just gotten a little bit more, but he did get thrown out by the tribal chief, so you can't really complain because he got thrown out by the tribal chief. So.
Absolutely,
I understand what Matt is saying, but the only reason I would disagree is because of where he was placed. What you're saying is, if Joe Hendry was number 3 or number 4, give him all that time, because by the time you saw when Roman Reigns was coming, the stars were coming. So you wanted Roman Reigns, you got Braun Strowman, you got CM Punk, you got all the heavy hitters coming out there. I think what you're saying, if he was like number 3 or number 4, get him. He could have had time. He could have done this thing. He could have eliminated maybe the Miz earlier, but they didn't want to do that or something like that. I think he did eliminate the Miz. Didn't he?
He did.
Yeah, so
straight off the
he got an elimination. So he did his thing there. But I'm just saying. But what Matt is saying, I think he should have been like a number 3 or number 4 pick. But when the stars were coming out, the heavy hitters, he got his time there. So that was enough for me. So whatever you want to talk about, Jimmy.
Sheamus was hysterical though throughout that process, just watching Joe Hendry. Like, who the fuck is this guy?
who did you say? Because I got distracted.
I said Sheamus, because when you watch Joe Hendry's entrance, the whole time as he's going on his heat up moment, his Hulk up moment, like he's taking everybody out. Sheamus is just chilling in the corner watching, like who the
he was clapping along, bro. What I loved about that, I'm glad you
funny.
Dude, I'm glad you brought that up because I forgot about it. But when he was clapping, he was going along with Joe Hendry's shtick, while everyone's doing the same shit. And as soon as, who was it that took Joe Hendry out? And he got upset.
Roman.
Oh, yeah, it was Roman. And then Sheamus goes, "What'd you do that for, mate?" I was enjoying that. I wanted to watch it. He was upset. He was like, "I was enjoying that, mate. I want to watch it." And he's like, "Get out of here, man, whatever." That popped me, man.
Don't worry. Next week on TNA, Joe Hendry's got a concert, and you can check out the review on the Impact Attack with the Striz and the Vet.
Absolutely. Every Monday night. Just quality. 9 p.m. Eastern.
Don't watch this Monday night, though. It's not going to be a good review because last week's TNA was sucked. I mean, but still watch Brandon and Vet like this. I'm saying don't watch TNA. Watch the Impact Attack. Yeah.
Absolutely. Forget TNA. Just watch the Impact Attack. Exactly. 9 p.m. Monday nights right here on Hami Media Channel's YouTube channel. Just quietly, we got Colin Weissong in the house saying gay.
Well,
come on, Colin.
That's part
You're
of
the gayest one of them all. Everyone knows. He's our very own gay friend.
That's what
Colin
happens when you live in North Carolina. That's what
I hear. Gee, that Colin. But anyway, thank you for joining
Colin Weissong, Kenny Omega, whatever. The list goes on.
Wait, what are you getting at there, Matt?
I'm not getting at anything. Ask the Golden Lover himself.
Jesus Christ. Come on, dude. I'm a fan of Kenny's, goddammit. Don't take me there. Come on.
I'm just saying, ask the Golden Lover himself. I don't know.
Colin is the true one cock man, but let's just go on.
That's true. Colin, I stole your gimmick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he did. That's
continue on. Royal Rumble.
Anyway, back to the Royal Rumble. But the stars started coming in pretty much at that point with Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
No, right after Hendry, it was Roman, I think. Right after that, then we had Punk, Cena, Rollins, Logan Paul was at towards the end as well. Was he number
30.
30 actually? Yeah.
He was number
Um,
30.
It started really
And-
with Cena at 23. Once Cena came out at 23, then everybody started to follow from Punk to Rollins to McIntyre.
Right.
McIntyre was already out there, so like it really started to like fall into place there.
Well, you know what? I'm surprised The Rock wasn't in it, one. And two, I'm surprised even Karrion Cross wasn't in it
I wasn't
for
actually,
whatever
both of us.
reason. Yeah, well, not even one of the White Six, but
Yeah, well,
I'm cool with that.
Are they even on TV right now?
Nah, I'm. You know what? I think they're doing the right
You
thing.
you
by
want to
doing
talk
that.
about injustice? Apollo Crews wasn't in the Royal Rumble. That's injustice.
I don't even know how he's still with WWE. But again,
No,
Black
the
History
real
Month.
injustice, honestly, was Kofi not being in this Royal Rumble.
Oh, true. Not
yeah,
one
that
of
was the
New
big shock
Day.
for me. He didn't get to be in the
I
Royal
did.
Rumble.
I actually didn't think of that, and I didn't even notice. Damn, you're right, man. That's weird. We'll
Because
see.
I
bet you they'll
because I
use
think
that.
if you had the New Day there, I think everybody would have been looking at Big E like, oh, you're going to be in this. You're going to be in this.
You think
You're going to take
so?
your revenge. Yeah, I think they wanted if the New Day was in it, I think Big E would have been a surprise entrant.
My
Then you got to
philosophy-
take somebody out.
my
They got to take
philosophy-
somebody out.
My philosophy was they gave the Kofi spot to Logan because Logan jumped from the ring to the table. I was like, oh, that's the
True.
Kofi spot. Logan got it. You know what I mean?
And to be fair, I mean, Kofi's in his 40s now, and Logan's still in his 20s, late 20s. So, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, can he still do, that type of shit at that age now, Prof? do you think?
Probably. Yeah.
Probably, true. I mean, why
The
not?
spot that Logan did, Kofi can do it, but Kofi was trying to do original shit.
Original stuff. Yeah.
So he didn't want to like do it, the same thing year over year. So Logan doing it was okay. So that's what it is.
Well, Todd says no New Day. That insults me as a black man and as a wrestling fan. You've been
And
insulted a lot tonight.
it's Black History Month, and Triple H
Black
really
History Month.
Triple K did his thing against Black History.
Get
Did you
me
just say
Seth
Triple
Rollins.
Yep.
Get me Seth Rollins.
K? Oh no, Triple K.
How the
John
hell
Kellogg's
Triple K
Special K.
screwed John Cena on Black History Month, right, Todd? Triple K ruined John Cena's comeback on Black History Month.
Well, it gets more interesting because the last 6 is pretty much Cena, Seth Rollins, Logan Paul. I said Cena, Roman Reigns,
Punk.
and CM Punk. And, that was going to be the obvious 6 pretty much. But
And Jay.
nevertheless-
Don't forget Jay.
Yeet.
Oh, yes, Jay. Shit, how to forget Jay. But we saw, for example, Rollins and Punk going at it towards the end. And it was Jey Uso that eliminated him, right? I think, was it?
No, it was Logan Paul who eliminated.
Oh, yeah, it was Logan Paul that eliminated him, which is surprising. And then after that,
he eliminated both Punk and Roman
and then Logan Paul got pretty much tossed out pretty quickly after that,
by
right?
John Cena. Yeah.
By John Cena,
Right.
yeah.
And then we were
The
down
stories
to
were the big story was outside with Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins he was going a little Homelander himself with going crazy on Roman Reigns, doing the curb stop twice on
That first one-
Roman's head.
The first curb stomp looked brutal, dude. He connected all of it with that. The second one on the stairs didn't look too crash.
Yeah. So again, the thing, the intriguing part of this, and again, we just don't know where they want to go with WrestleMania. Do you want to do a triple threat between CM Punk, Roman,
looking
and
that
Seth
way.
Rollins? So that's
Next month.
You're forgetting, boys. We do have Elimination Chamber, so this could
I'm
lead
not
into the
forgetting anything,
chamber.
That's what I was saying.
Well, okay, sorry, Matt. Prof.
No one's.
you
He
gotta,
wasn't
like-
forgetting anything either. We were,
Oh, well, whatever, guys.
you
The
interrupted
point is,
him. He was talking. He could have gotten there.
this guy. He's punking me out. But no, but for real, surely this leads to an elimination chamber, to the actual elimination chamber match. More than likely, with them 3 participating.
Yeah,
in it,
probably.
Or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to get the winner of the chamber is going to get Cody. So
And
I think
Punk wins. Punk's going.
Punk
to
is going to
face
win it.
Cody.
So don't worry, Todd. We're not getting a triple threat. Trust me. This is leading to the elimination chamber, and the matchups will be made through
We're
that
gonna
match.
get Roman versus Seth because they got to pay that off.
Yes.
Blah blah blah.
Exactly.
Or
then
we'll
you
get
No,
Rock
we
versus
go-
Roman.
we go get Cena.
Punk-
Cena's
Punk
going to get
versus
the
Cody.
Cena's
Oh,
winning
no,
the chamber.
Oh, you think
Cena's
Cena-
winning the
you
chamber.
think it's
You're
Cena and
right, I
Cody
forgot.
then? Okay. all right.
Yeah, I think Cena
So
and
then where
Cody.
does Punk go?
That's where that go with Ty. What Ty was saying. It might work that way.
Really want that?
I didn't say I want it. I just said that Todd made that suggestion. It makes sense right there, and you just saw it play out a little bit. We just saw it at the Royal Rumble. Those three intersected with each other, and those three will intersect each other at the Chamber, and then cost each other.
So that means we're gonna go Cena Cody more than likely for the championship, and if so, does Cena get that championship, or is it a story of just so close yet so far?
Cena's got to wear his Peacemaker outfit at in Vegas. Peacemaker versus Homelander. That's what I want.
Well, see, I mean, Cody was at war. Doesn't he kill everybody that's at war pretty much? Isn't that his whole shtick?
Pretty much, yeah.
And Cody was at war recently with KO, right? So makes sense. Why not? MSG, what do you think?
What do I think about what?
Does Cena become 17-time World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania?
I guess. Why not? Sure.
Oh,
I think the better. I think the better option would be to like have him not win the title all year, and then he wins it the last night, and then gives up the title the next day.
I'm glad you said this.
He gets the record, but we don't have to like have him doing all the press events and be the guy.
Right.
And then you'd have WWE Blood Money, Royal Rumble, crown a new champ with the Royal Rumble.
Okay, but I'm hearing things, Prof. I don't know if you know this or not, but some people suggest that WrestleMania is his final match. I could have sworn he said that
he's in a whole year.
The whole year.
No, right? The whole year.
There's people that are saying, man, online.
Well, they're idiots.
That
WrestleMania
is his final thing, and it's starting to confuse me because
it's his final WrestleMania. It's his final WrestleMania, but it's not his final match of 2025. That's what it is. His final match is in December.
Thank you, because I don't know why people are saying that shit. But anyway, Cena versus Cody, it looks like the thing. We'll see what happens there. That'll be interesting. I'm down for that. And I wouldn't mind Cena actually winning the championship. But no less, back at the Rumble, though, Jey Uso, shockingly, they're both on the apron. Cena teases the FU or the attitude adjustment, whatever you want to call it. But instead, I mean, he pushes Cena off the apron. And to the shock of everybody, Jey Uso, the Yeet Man himself, it's going to be Yeetamania, boys. And I know we touched on it earlier at the start of the show, but I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. It is very unpredictable because I'm telling you, I don't know how A-Track Brown freaking picked that shit, but he did. So hats off to him, man, for that. But like I said, is he going to be, I feel bad for Jimmy now, boys, because do you guys feel like Jimmy now is just going to get pushed to the side and just be a lower sort of to mid-card guy now? And he's obviously going to be in his brother's shadow at this point, Prof.
Jimmy, I'm mad at you right now. Are you smoking that integrity weed of Matt's? I told you this on the SmackATTACK when you asked me to be a guest host.
You said he's done.
I told you that Jimmy Uso was a low rent wannabe Yeet Man 2.0. I'm not mad. I just told you the truth. It's about Jey Uso. It's about Yeet Mania. Jimmy Uso is a non-factor. I told you this on the SmackATTACK, but again, neither here nor there. But he has his purpose. Do what he's got to do on SmackDown. It is what it is. Get some of the younger guys over, or whatever the case may be. Carmelo Hayes. He's gonna get his win back against Jimmy Uso on a future SmackDown.
Impressing me lately, dude. To be honest.
So the rookie slump will turn into a sophomore surge. That's what they're going to try to do for Carmelo Hayes there. So again, he had a nice showing in the Royal Rumble himself. So, but at the end of the day, it was about Jey Uso. At the end of the day, it was about Triple H saying, "You know what? We're going to take a chance here." But again, it's not a big risk when you have a 2-night WrestleMania. And again, night one will still be a main event. But the Sunday main event will still be Cody and Cena, and they'll find a way to get that, for night 2. That's all it is.
No, I agree.
But you're not taking Jay's main event away from him. Again, he's gonna main event a WrestleMania night. That's what it is,
man.
He'll main event night 1, and TN Couponer earlier in the show said that the live post conference had Jay challenging Gunther at Mania.
Straight off the bat.
And Cena's going to enter the chamber match. So that's what happened apparently at the post press conference there.
There you go. After the show, anyway. But I guess
I
We can
guess
end it.
I guess those dirt sheet reporters had to get those scripted questions out there, so because they couldn't ask those hard hitting questions about lawsuits and
They
so,
did.
so
They did apparently.
they did.
From what I
Wow.
read, yeah, I haven't seen it, but I just read a report. But apparently, Triple H scooted past the question, if you know what I mean.
Well, you have to. You got to say, well, this is a legal question. You got to talk to the lawyers. We can't discuss
Wasn't he
legalities
named though?
like that.
Isn't that part of the thing? Is his wall was apparently next to her office or something like that?
Was
And he
it?
did- That's
Really?
that's what the Striz was telling me earlier. That apparently
Oh,
Triple
no.
H was named in the lawsuit or the amended lawsuit as his office was directly right next to Janelle Grant's office. That was apparently then hooked up to a secret door entrance for John Laurinaitis to come in. Allegedly. So I mean,
Man.
I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what they're saying. Brock
that's
Lesnar
now-
was named as the guy that was
I knew
the one.
that,
Yeah, he was
We knew
named.
that.
So
but he didn't screw it though, or anything like that.
Again.
So.
allegedly.
No, I'm pretty sure he didn't. But in saying that, now I understand why all the AEW sickos on Twitter were actually talking about how Triple H should be fired. Now, before we do go, I just want to say, boys, every fan and their dog pretty much knew what Vince McMahon was up to, including us, and we're
I
not
didn't know
even
he
in the
was
building.
I didn't know he was pooping on people.
That we didn't know about, but it doesn't surprise me because he does have a thing for farting
I mean, it did
and
kind
loves
of
shit
surprise
jokes.
me. Anytime I hear somebody takes a shit on somebody's chest, that
That is
does
pretty
surprise
fucked
me.
up. That's pretty
That
fucked
actually
up,
does
man.
surprise me.
I don't know how you get off on that shit or even get.
It's not
to it.
illegal.
Fuck.
It's not
Not illegal. It's
It's
just a
not illegal,
fetish.
you're
I'm
right.
just saying it's
Not
surprising.
illegal. It's a fetish.
I'm just saying.
But
I mean,
Vince
he's not
McMahon
wrong.
is a perverted rich bastard who thought that his money would get him out of things.
Yeah.
And again, if you want to look at it from that standpoint, he paid it. He paid all the women he had sex with. He gave them all the NDAs. He used company money, which he was not supposed to do. That was the first
true.
issue. So if this is about money with Janelle Grant, no disrespect to Janelle Grant, no disrespect to the women Haminites out there, but if this is a money grab, then yeah, Vince will settle out of court, pay her the money, and then go about his day, and he will still be called an old perverted bastard. That's it. But he won't go to jail if it's about the money grab. If it's about justice, we'll see it play out. But again, we just don't know. But again,
It's not for justice. It's a money
Jeff
grab,
Lip-
dude, for real.
shout out to Jeff Lippman, Evil Dose. Dose Evil. He will give you all the legalities about that. But I'm just looking at it like this: if it's about a money grab, then it really ain't nothing because everybody like, oh, she just wanted the money because Vince McMahon refused to pay her anymore. I guess the pussy got dry or whatever. I don't know, but it is. I don't think that's allegedly. He stopped paying. That's legitimately, not allegedly. But that's it. That's what it is.
Oh man. Anyway, that was a great pun right there, Prof. But anyway, in saying that, Matt, do you have any final thoughts? Should Triple H and both of you, I guess.
Look, Ben
Should
Hameen
Triple
has
H-
been saying for the last 2
I know.
years that
And I
Triple H
disagree
needs to
with you,
step,
man.
Triple H needs to step down. Bruce Pritchard, Michael Hayes, that everybody who was connected to Vince the head needs to be chopped off, and they need to start fresh. So,
Do you agree with that, though?
he's been saying whether I agree with it or not, it doesn't matter. Now, if he's coming out, if this ends up being true, that let's say
Right.
Triple H knew more about it than he was supposed to. If all these people knew what was going on, then they are complicit. You can't ban and kill Joe Paterno's legacy because you were upset that he was complicit not doing anything, but then turn around and say you can't get mad at Triple H and you can't get mad at these other people. It's all or nothing in my mind when it comes to sports and entertainment. All these people who are like in public, like they need to be held to the same accountability as others. And if they are complicit in any nature, then yeah, their job needs to be taken away from them, and somebody else needs to be put in place who can do it in a more professional manner. So
Wow.
that's just my total thought on that. I don't know him personally, and do I think he does a good job on the show? Most of the time, yeah, but at the end of the day, business is business. Like that's what it comes down to. And if he did have some play in it, then his head's probably going to roll too.
But the thing is, I'm sure a lot of people would have already known. But think about it. That's the grandfather to his kids. What was he going to do? Call the cops? Like, it's unrealistic. You know
I
what
disagree.
mean?
There, he could have done something. I mean, I'm sure he would have said something. But They ended up making They ended up making the move at one point to try and get him out, right? They tried to.
They did.
You know,
They fucking did. Absolutely.
Right, exactly. So it's not like they weren't waiting in the vein to do it.
He did his conscious the first time, man. That's what it was. Like you said, they got him out the first time, but then Vince McMahon's weaseled his way in, so he couldn't do anything. So they're like, you know what? Fuck it. But let the courts play it out. So that's what it is. So he tried, if we look at it from that standpoint, he tried his best to do it with the internal investigation, guys. So that's what it was. So he wasn't trying to get him into, try to get him, with jail time or whatever the case may be. Again, the morals of this issue is, again, we got to let the facts play it out with itself. Now we talk about secret doorway passages in Stamford, Connecticut right now. So again,
fucking crazy,
it's
man.
a little, corporate offices. I work in a corporate office like that. You'd be surprised how you could keep a lot of secrets in your own office. So again, I'm not trying to defend this guy. So don't look at the professor like, yo, man, you just a Vince dick rider. No, I'm not. I'm just telling you, in corporate, people can keep a secret in their corporate office because I don't want to know what's going on in your office. I might go into your office, but I don't want to know what's going on in your office. That's what I'm trying to say. So with this secret doorway passage, I find that a little bit difficult to believe. That's just my humble opinion on that one. But again, text messages are text messages. If Brock Lesnar is going to be in trouble for receiving a text message, and if I get a text message, if I send that, if Matt Shaffer sent me a text message like that, and maybe I might go LOL. Oh, I'm complicit. I'm in trouble. Why? I'm just saying LOL because.
Well, I think that you probably would get fucked on though.
Well, first off, I would like to also just correct myself. I don't know if it's an actual secret passage or if he just had a office connected to his directly, so that way he could potentially interact with them. And secondly, I think an LOL and a text message, it would be different than me, like you living next door and you're sexually abusing someone and I don't say anything. That's like I think if I know it's going on,
I get it. I understand. I'm just saying, like, maybe it's just more of a low key. But again, let the facts speak for itself. Again, it's all about interpretation. And again, we all have our own internal feelings about certain things. Whether you like somebody, whether you don't like somebody. Again, we all hated Vince McMahon. Well, first of all, most people hated Vince McMahon for all the creative decisions he made. That you already hated Vince McMahon from that start. Second, we already know about his, perverted ways, even when they were legal and when people accepted it. So that was number two. So we already know that part. And now you got all this and then the NDAs and all that stuff. So we already have that shady. We already have our feelings about Vince McMahon. So if we already have him guilty before he could be, he has to prove himself innocent. It is what it is. I'm not trying to defend the man, but again. Yeah. It's a big battle for him to get his innocence back, and he'll never get his innocence back in the eyes of the IWC, and even in the eyes of his family, right there. Because again, Linda's already went away. Linda's already in Washington D.C. working in the Trump administration. Like fuck Vince, I'm already doing my own thing. But again, let's not forget, somebody could get pardoned, and that is President Trump. So whatever happens with Vince, no matter what. The Trump pardon card can happen, guys. So that is a reality. I'm just saying.
It will happen if he was to get locked up.
100%.
No doubt about it, dude. 100% true.
Then we'll all get angry, even tenfold right there. So that's what it is what it is.
You're right, man. Matt, any closing thoughts before we take it home?
No, you can follow my podcast at South Park Pod.
Nice.
You can check me out on twitch.tv/Matthew_Shaffer, as well as you can also check out youtube.com/ActFreshStudio. I do video game stuff there from my Twitch, so check them all out. SMB is South Park Review on all podcast outlets. Next episode coming up here on the third Monday. Colin Wysong joins me, so check it out. SMB is South Park Review. It's the video debut of the episode. So.
Oh, awesome. Just quietly before we go, Matt, if you had to give this an A to an F grading, what would it be, man?
Give this a B.
Okay, cool. I'll give it a B as well, actually. I'm with you on that one. Prof, tell them what you're doing, and also, if you had to give it a grade, what would it be?
I'll give it a B minus. I think a B to B minus is good. You know, again, there's a little bit flaws here and there. You know, it is what it is. But people nitpick here, isn't it? You know, I wish I could give it an A minus, but then people would be like, then you're a WWE show. But again, I'll give it a B to a B minus. Great right there. And you can follow me on my Twitter at PW Hustle PROF. That's PW Hustle Prof. And again, check out the most nostalgic podcast out there, the PWR podcast on the Hami Media Group at podbeam.com. With myself and Tommy Wonder, we just dropped an episode this weekend. What if Brutus the Barber Beefcake actually became the WWE Intercontinental Champion? Me and Tommy Wonder try to, book Beefcake with that belt and see if we could draw money for Vince McMahon.
Oh, nice. Right. Very nice. I'm so excited about that. The Brutus the Barber Beefcake theme. Me and Big Ray were talking about your show coming up, actually, Chabelo. But on the Like a Raw. But if you want to follow me, you can on the Twitter, but I won't interact because Twitter has locked me out of my own account because apparently someone else logged in that wasn't me, and I get punished for it. So fuck you, Elon. Unban me or unlock me from my own fucking Twitter account. It wasn't me, and you're punishing me.
Oh, is that why every time I log into StreamYard it says DJ Mass Effects is something with
Does it?
Connect? Yeah, it says can't connect to DJ Mass Effects Twitter whenever
Bullshit.
I log in.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not banned. Like, I'm not banned. That's funny. Well, technically, I'm not banned. You can go to it, but I can't log into my account because of this bullshit.
Okay.
I'm still working on it. I'm still going back and forth, but they're pricks. But anyway, that's at DJ Mass Effects, also at the PWC Network. Like and subscribe right here at Hubby Media Group YouTube channel, where I thank everybody for actually monetizing us. That means the world to us. But keep going, keep sharing, keep liking, and get it out there. So thank you at Ambient Media Group YouTube channel. Also on the Twitch. And more importantly, at channelattitude.com, where $5 only do you get the realest but the best talk in all of pro wrestling. Also, look out for I Like a Raw with me and Big Ray coming up this Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern. And also the SmackATTAck next week. And, of course, tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. After the collision, we sift through the wreckage with myself and the vet every Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. So look out for that where we talk AEW. And I think that's a wrap, boys. In saying that, I am your host, Jimmy T. That is the Professor Chabelo Vera Cruz, and that is MSG. And you've been listening and watching the Royal Rumble Review Show right here on Hubby Media Group's YouTube channel, on the Twitch, and of course on channelattitude.com after the fact. And we're out. Peace.
That's so good.
It's on me now.